show you what I eat before the gym, what I eat after the gym, what I'm kind of doing after the gym, and all that good stuff. So my days are very specific on leg and glute days because those are the areas I want to grow the absolute most. We are growing them, we're also recomping them. So if you're trying to gain a booty mass and lose the fat at the same time, like this video for you. We're having some coffee right now, and then we're going to be making my pre-workout. I'm going to be making my post-workout meal, and then we're going to be heading off to the coffee shop to get some work done. So I'm so excited that you're here. Let's go. Yeah, that was really good. That was really easy too. I really just have a thing for things that are I have a thing for things that are really easy to make, but they're also delicious. This is just 100% like carbs, to be honest. I was really, and it's typically more than I normally eat for a pre-workout, but I've been very hungry today, so we are honoring that. And I am, so it's like a whole gala apple, half a banana. I was thinking a full banana, but I was like, that's a lot of food. It's a lot of food to digest before a workout. I don't like eating huge meals for my workout, but this is bigger than my average, so I'm not even mad about it. I'm going to do some work on my iPad here, let this digest a little bit, and then we're going to quickly make a sandwich for our coffee situation right after the gym. Like, if I'm out, I have to be out. If I come back home, I'm just not productive, so I like going to the coffee shops and then just getting some more work done while I eat a sandwich. Yeah. Let's go. We are really focusing on the warm-up today, and you will see exactly why in just a little bit. So on the treadmill, I like putting it at about 12% incline at about 2 miles an hour, and I walk forward for a few minutes. I turn backwards to really get my knees warmed up. My quads will definitely fire. Make sure my knees are over my toes. We'll turn back around, walk for a few more minutes forward. I'm going to a full-fledged squat and explode up to really get my hips warmed up, my knees warmed up, and to really start feeling my body just getting ready for the explosive movement that we are going to be doing. With that in mind, I am spending extra time warming up my hips. As you can see, I am bending my hips, really stretching out the opposite one there, and then I rub it a little bit, like massage it, to really just try to release some of that tension. And I am just manipulating my hip joint in a way that just feels the best for me, and I'm getting the most stretch out of it. You can see I'm rotating my femur here to just get all the different angles of my hip joint. Again, just rubbing the area, trying to release that tension. Coming forward, really trying to release the tension in my left hip at this point. And you can tell it's a little bit of a struggle. I'm pretty tight. Now we're gonna hone in on a little bit more ankle mobility. I was doing that in the last warm up, but right here I am just 100% focusing on it. My ankle mobility isn't always the best, but it's something I'm working on. I have rolled my ankles a few times and unfortunately have decreased the proprioception in my ankles. Really make sure your heel is planted and push your tibia forward until you start seeing it lift up slightly, and then really hone in on that small area where it's trying to lift up. That is the limit of your range of motion at the time. Again, just rolling my ankles. I know they're some weak guys, and so I really just want to make sure they're nice and loose, and I'm going to be able to get the most out of them today. I'm working a bit on my ankle flexion here, and I'm also stretching out the back of my calf by just putting it up, pushing it forward. And yes, the reason we did all this is because I am doing box jumps. I have never really trained my agility and power like I have now, and I'm absolutely falling back in love with the gym. My form here is by no means perfect, but I am trying, and you have to start somewhere. Again, it's okay to restart before you do it. Key tip here is to really just look down at where you're going to plant your feet and just go for it. Sometimes you just have to go for it and trust your body. Make sure you're just getting your feet underneath you. We are supersetting and going directly into the next exercise, which are pistol squats. This is a step down from a full pistol squat because I just don't have the strength in my legs to do a full one. However, this is just getting myself to that point. These were still very difficult, and I am doing my best to go slow and really focus on the eccentric and concentric contractions and controlling my descend and ascend. Back to the box jumps after about a minute of resting, and really just focus on where you are going to be planting your feet and trying to be better on the next one. One thing I really noticed is that I was using a lot of my left foot here because that is my strongest leg, so I really have to focus on activating my right leg next time and really working on that. But I felt so good about these. Immediately transitioning into the pistol squat, standing up with the right leg, descending with the left, standing up with the left, descending with the right. Take your time on these. If you have to use a higher box, that's totally fine. Wherever you are able to do, let's do that. But make sure it is just nice and controlled. By all means, you do not have to do this, but I really wanted to challenge myself and do 30 inches box jumps. don't get me wrong, I was staring at the box for a very long time, trying to get out of my head mentally to jump that. The most difficult part of this exercise is the mental aspect. Your body is capable of so much and we just hold ourselves back. But as you can see there, I was definitely in my head mentally, and so I really wanted to do one last one to just do it and make sure, yes, that I can for sure do this. This one was definitely my best too. So of course I got a little bit cocky in my head, and then this is what happened. But yeah, it's okay to mess up too. I know I have these on almost all my leg days, but you guys, this is really what grew my glutes. I'm just gonna be honest. It's this machine here exactly. So we are doing hip thrust. We are doing 10 regular hip thrusts, and then after that, I'm completely extending, going down slightly, extending. And this hits your quads. And we do this for another 10. It is killer. You're gonna hate me, but I promise you're gonna love and thank me later. Right into the next one, we're doing jump squats. We are supersetting today, you guys. We are not kidding. This is how you recomp. Lots of power, strength training, building hypertrophy training, but you are keeping your heart rate up in between the sets. You can tell I am getting pretty red and sweaty because I am doing these back to back. Goes to show that you do not need a long workout for it to be effective. On the last portion of this exercise where you're completely extending, you do not need a large range of motion to feel how effective these are. Again, right into the jump squats. These are killer. I land on my toes more. Make sure it's just a quiet landing, and I'm really extending and flexing my quads. We're just slightly dying right now, but that's okay. Our next superset comprises of the hamstring curls and single leg lunges. I am just here touching the small of my back to really make sure there's not as much movement. The reason there is a bit more movement than I would like in the small of my back is because my core is just not as strong as I need it to be. You really want to mitigate the amount of movement that your hips have, so you're really not hurting your back. You're not supposed to be engaging your back at all in the hamstring curl. Directly going into our next exercise are the single leg lunges here. And I used to hate lunges because it would always hurt my back, but I found out that if I just tuck my hips in, engage that core a little bit, I have a great time with the lunges. I'm not going in a lunge necessarily in a straight line, but this is to also help with my ankle mobility and my proprioception. After about 45 seconds to a minute, I'm back into that superset. We're doing the hamstring curls. I'm really trying to engage my core, so I'm mitigating the amount of movement in my small back. And of course, I would stop the exercise if my back was really hurting, but fortunately it was not. And right into the lunges again. Make sure you are checking the description for the full exercise routine. And I hope you can join me and let me know if you did this or not. So I did not do my cardio today, and normally I would do 20 minutes of cardio just on the Stairmaster or incline, treadmill, or like the bike. And as much as I wanted to do it for the video and as much as I wanted to do it for myself, I was shaking. I think my blood sugar had just tanked and I felt really bad. My stomach was in knots and I just needed to go into the car and have a couple bites of that sandwich that I actually made earlier, so I'm really glad I made that. And I just want to be completely transparent with you guys that we need to listen to our bodies a little more. I was the kind of athlete, and I tried a bikini competition, and when I was training for it, I never ended up doing it, but when I was training for it, I was so used to pushing myself to the point where I got very sick in the gym once. And I was like crying, and it was just really, really bad. I didn't want to go back to the gym for a very long time, and only up until recently have I felt like I truly want to get back. And so I want to keep a healthy mindset, and I had to push my ego out of the way and be like, no, it's okay. We're gonna go have the sandwich. We're gonna go to Barnes and Noble, and we're just gonna chill out, and it's fine. I do not have to do cardio. I want to do it only because I want to do it. I don't want to push myself, because when I push myself, I burn out on the gym for months. I was done for months, and I just don't want that to happen again. I want to fall in love with fitness. I want to fall in love with working out. I want to fall in love with movement and how I can move my body. So I hit a huge goal today, 30 inches on the box jump, and form was horrid. I was compensating a lot with my left leg because of my injury, but we still did it. So I'm very happy. I'm very proud of myself, and I'm very proud of myself of kicking my ego out of the way and not doing cardio. So I hope I can at least put a positive message out there because of that. But yeah, so I took a couple bites of my sandwich already. So I'm gonna go in there, I'll finish it, and I might get something in there, but I'm gonna do some video editing. So yeah, we'll see you in there. 9:08, and I have one more thing that I eat, and it is my favorite thing. And I eat it every day, basically every day, when I feel like it, of course. But it is, they're like Yasa bars, and I don't eat these for any other reason other than they're absolutely fucking delicious. Yeah, highly recommend these. Just like such a great, I just love these so much. So this is the last thing that I eat. I'm gonna go to bed, guys. Yeah, I need to go to bed. Have a great night, you guys, and we will see you in the next one.